Hello and welcome to the first lecture of this new section on AI for building team communication culture. In this course, AI for verbal and non-verbal communication excellence. So in this section, we will talk to you about how can you use AI to build excellence in using AI for building team communication culture. And we will begin by taking a look at how can you use tools like CultureAmp 15.5 and Lattice and integrate them with AI to provide ongoing constructive and bias-free feedback. So how do you think you can do that? How can you provide ongoing constructive bias-free feedback using these tools? Any thoughts? Integrating CultureAmp 15.5 and Lattice with AI tools can significantly improve team communication culture. And and it can do this by ensuring that ongoing feedback is constructive, bias free, and focused on growth. And how they can strategically combine these platforms with AI to build a transparent, psychologically safe, and high performing team environment. Let us take a look at that. Right. So what is the goal? So obviously the goal is to use AI plus HR to create a culture of you know open, honest, and inclusive communication. So let's keep that goal in mind, right? And when you do this, remember that your goal is to use these tools to create a culture of open, honest, and inclusive communication. Then you need to start with the platform setup for feedback and communication loops. Now, what are the platforms that you can use? So there are three that we have been talking about here. You can use 15.5, which can promote regular, honest conversation with its weekly check-ins, one-to-ones, and pulse surveys. You can use CultureAmp, which can, with its features like 360-degree feedback and engaged surveys, can encourage continuous improvement and psychological safety. And Lattice can, keep the performance aligned with team growth using its features like real-time feedback, goal tracking, and reviews. Then what you need to do is once you have these platforms set up, you need to enable the feedback modules and engagement pulses and one-to-ones and goals primarily for every employee that you want to communicate in your team or in your organization. You need to enable these modules and then set expectations to the team is that the frequent feedback is frequent, kind, specific, and constructive. So you need to tell your team that that's the kind of feedback they should do. They should be frequent, kind, specific, and constructive. Negative? No, not really. We don't want any negative feedback. Then you use AI for constructive bias-free language and feedback. You can use two ways. You can do one is you can use the built-in AI assistants on the platform. Like in Lattice, AI Helper can rewrite feedback in a clearer, more actionable, and less biased way. On CultureAmp, there's a smart rater tool that can flag vague or biased phrases. And on 15.5, you can get AI coaching tips and review support tool guide how to phrase the feedback well. So that's about the built-in tools. Now, then there are external AI tools to improve the tone and reduce the bias in the feedback. Now, there is ChatGPT, obviously, that can rewrite feedback with the different tones like supportive, assertive, balanced. Then there is Textio that can remove biased language in feedback like gender, age, race, neurodiversity, etc. And then there is Grammarly Business, which has a tone and a clarity correction feature, which with which it can write friendly, formal, or neutral uh, feedback. Right. Then you need to get into the feedback rewriting prompts with AI. And let's take a look at some examples of these prompts. Now, prompts for ChatGPT could be, and then we will look at prompts for Textio and Grammarly. Now, for ChatGPT, you can say, rewrite this feedback in a growth oriented tone without sounding critical. And you could say you missed key updates last week and did not speak up in language. And prompt for textio or Grammarly could be highlight and replace biased or unclear language in this paragraph for a performance review. So you can give the message that you want to be rewritten and give the prompt that we saw as we saw in the case of ChatGPT. Then use AI for feedback quality analytics. These tools now use NLP to track your feedback quality and fairness of the feedback. And what they do is they detect vague or unhelpful comments. Say, for example, works hard is translated into delivers projects 2 days ahead of consistent. And surface imbalance is another thing that they track, and in which a positive feedback only to men, criticism more detected in juniors and women can be detected. Such imbalances can be surfaced. They can also visualize feedback themes like collaboration, communication, empathy, and leadership. Now, CultureAmp and Lattice provide dashboards for this automatically, and there you can add sentiment analysis tools like Monkey Learn or IBM Watson NLP to analyze large-scale patterns in written reviews or pulse responses. So, like this, you can use AI for feedback quality analytics. Then you can also automate real-time feedback prompts for managers and teams. On 15.5 plus AI, you can uh, you can schedule weekly questions. You can put weekly questions like, who deserves praise this week, right? Where can we improve communication? Any blockers or misunderstandings? So like this, you can get weekly questions answered by your team. Then there is CultureAmp and ChatGPT, in which auto suggests feedback templates, right? Like positive feedback, you did great. Constructive feedback, one thing that could help is, etc., etc. On Lattice and Slack, you can integrate both of them and use. How can you do that? Use Slack GPT or Lattice bot to nudge. What kind of nudging can they do? Would you like to give public praise to a teammate or collaborator today or for collaboration today? Right. So like this, you can automate real-time feedback prompts for manager and teams. Then you need to close the loop with AI-powered learning nudges. After the feedback is shared, AI can generate coaching suggestions like you received the feedback about unclear communication. Here is a 2-minute video or micro course to improve active listening, right? 15.5 integrates with Coaching Plus to offer real-time coaching for managers and prompts. And Lattice can recommend development goals, based on the review themes like improve cross-functional communication. So like this, you can close the loop with AI-powered learning nudges. Then you need to track progress over time with AI dashboards. Yeah, for that, you can use AI-powered reporting to measure improvements in team communication scores from surveys, analyze feedback tones and engagement trends, track psychological safety or collaboration scores across the team, and compare frequency, tone, and balance of feedback across departments, genders, or roles. So that's how you can track progress over time with these AI dashboards. Let's summarize now. How can you use AI and feedback to build this culture? So, let's take a look at what are the AI enabled outcomes that you want and how to achieve them. So, you want to get bias free, growth oriented feedback. For that, you can use built in AI plus Textio Chat GPT to rewrite reviews. For stronger team communication culture, you can automate check ins, coaching nudges, and praise loops. For psychological safety and fairness, you can analyze sentiment and feedback quality across groups. And for improved communication over time, you can track AI metrics from tools like CultureAmp and Lattice. So that's how you can, build the culture using AI tools. So what do we do next now? So in the next lecture, we will take a look at second part of using these tools like CultureAmp 15.5 and Lattice with AI of spotting patterns of miscommunication, conflict, or disengagement early. The key word is early. Earlier you do it, better your team culture stays. So thank you so much for watching this first lecture on AI for building team communication culture. In this course, AI for verbal and non-verbal communication excellence. I hope you're continuing to learn new things, continuing to enjoy, and I do look forward to see you again in the next lecture. Please feel free to message me if you have any questions. I'll be happy to answer your questions, and do download the PDF file to take a look at anything that you need to.